All right, guys, welcome back to the Desmo Auto slash Ducati 848 Desmosedici build that we have here on the channel. This is practically part 3, and this is the real fun episode we've been saving for you guys. Today, we are doing exhaust. We are building the replicated $11,000 exhaust system for the Desmosedici RR. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Before we begin, I want to introduce you to my good buddy and my friend, Matt Ramieri. This is going to be our welding guru for the channel. A lot of builds to come, but Matt is going to be our titanium welder to get this sick exhaust done for you guys. I just want to introduce Matt to you guys, you to Matt, and let Matt say a few words of everything he represents and what he's got going on.
Yep, so I'm Matt. I'm with All Riders. I'm the founder and president of All Riders IMC, that's International Motorcyclist Community on our trailer here. So I'm just putting in my work on the exhaust system here and looking to have a good time.
So we're back to the build, and if you are new to the channel or if this is the first time you guys have actually seen this build, we are building my 2010 Ducati 848 race bike that I race in Forma down here in Florida, and we're actually skinning it, you know, basically putting a new dress on it to where it has the full Desmosedici $75,000 bike replica bodywork on it, and we're building the custom exhaust. I'll put a pic right here so you guys can see what we're replicating. We have the undertail exhaust for the rear bank, and we have the side exit exhaust for the front bank. The Desmosedici is a V4, so it's technically, you know, 2-into-1 and then 2-into-1. This is an 848 L twin, so it's just 1-into-1, 1-into-1. So what we're doing today, and like I showed you guys in the episodes prior, we're still, you know, this is just a mock-up on the undertail. It's a custom hand-built panel, so it'll get sanded down smooth and look perfect. But what we are doing today is we are going to be building basically a mid-pipe that's going to S and go right into the back of our top muffler. And then on the bottom side, I already have this mocked up and everything to where it's fitting where it needs to be and lines up with the bodywork. We'll show you later in the episode. So we're just going to be welding 2 spring retainers onto our original manifold, and then that way this exhaust with the inlet pipe that we already created will just be held with springs there, and we'll make a little mount that goes from that little bolt hole to the exhaust like that. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so this is what we have done so far. We have a couple tacks and we have basically everything mocked up. It's not perfectly flush yet. We're going to go ahead and rotate them and do the final assembly. We got the long pipe installed to be perfect. So we are actually going to section that down in 3 pieces to give it that uniform, you know, pie cut weld sectioning throughout the exhaust. So now we'll go ahead and get this finished tacked up, and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, so now we have all the pie cuts tacked on. This is the perfect angle and how we want it. This is going to be perfectly straight, going right down the center of the bike like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put tacks on the bottom side right there to make it all perfect, so that Matt can take this back to the shop and he can do the finished welds on all the pie cuts. And then on this long piece, so it doesn't look, you know, super out of place, we're actually going to section it down in 2.5-inch pieces and weld that as well, just so it all looks fluid and symmetrical with the welds and kind of all looks pie cutted, even if it's a straight set of pipe. So now Matt's going to go ahead and tack this up, and we'll show you when we get it back on the bike. Final mock-up is done. It's still all tacked, but we got the spring retainers in perfectly where we want them to go. Everything will be hidden behind the undertail, and as you can see, unlike the actual version of the Desmo, there won't be any spring retainers being shown. This will all be welded perfectly. The tacks look ugly, don't worry. They'll get flap disced, everything will get cleaned up, and all this will be perfectly welded. But everything is good. We've got the bottom mounted. We still need to do our spring retainers. We'll do that later in the episode and clean up everything and show you how it looks with the bodywork. But we probably shouldn't do this, but you guys want to start it up? Should we start it up? Yeah. Live action. Yeet, yeet. All right, just a teaser. I promise you guys later in this episode, when it's all done and installed, we will do a full run of just how good this exhaust is going to sound. So the undertail is done. Don't worry about the scratches. This is actually going to get buffed and polished. It was just leveled out basically, but it hasn't gone through all the high grit stages to get it perfectly smooth. But look at this pipe. Oh, it looks so amazing. And we're already starting to get some color because of course we did start it off camera to see how it was. But now we're gonna focus on the front bank, on the side exit exhaust. It is a little rough, don't worry. We left it like that to keep us some room to trim. So what I'm gonna end up doing is, if you can see on that pipe in there, we are gonna weld 2 spring retainers for our muffler. And then we're gonna make a bracket that holds on that bolt and goes to the actual muffler that'll keep it in the proper place for the belly pan for where it actually exits out of the fairing. And then we're gonna top it all off. Our cherry on top is going to be some nice brushed aluminum to be the bezel that will actually mount to the belly pan and also double as an exhaust cover. So let's finish this thing up. All right, guys, that is a wrap for this video. She is 100% done. We got the custom bezel, brushed aluminum, riveted on, perfect. I built that custom bracket, everything. We're gonna polish the pipe and do like one finish polishing before we actually reveal it. It is a little dirty still, and like I said, we still have to polish the undertail. But without further ado, a legitimate startup. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. That's that little sneak peek and teaser of just how good the exhaust sounds and a little rip and flyby. This is basically all you're going to see as far as how the bike looks until the reveal on February 6th. We're doing a whole livery and a sick graphics kit. And of course, you know, our number plates, our number, our sponsors, all that stuff. I'm not going to show that to you, unfortunately, until we actually do the unveil and we pull the sheathing off, and it's going to be awesome. But in next video, we have a sick upgrade where we're going to do the Brembo M4 calipers and also the 330 mil Brembo rotors, basically off of the Desmosedici. So that'll be next video. You know, huge shout out to Mullins, Flexiglass, 64-degree racing, Forma boots, inline 4 designs, everybody that's on board, Ducati Sanford, all you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.